show is sponsored by HiveMind CRM. It is more than just a CRM. It is a real estate and business mastermind that comes with an all-in-one CRM. You can have unlimited websites and users. You can call, text, RVM, and email all in one user interface. And you can set up custom automations for any type and multiple businesses. 65% of companies start using a CRM system within the first 5 years of business. Once implemented, the HiveMind will save you on marketing, give you more time, and make more money. One of our users had his first $100,000 month using our system in June. We want to see you automate and accelerate your business. Text us at 210-972-1842 for future meetings, and of course to get our $1 course on how to make more than 6 figures on one land deal. You can schedule your free demo today at hivemindcrm.io.
This is episode 100, or we made it. I just want to cover Hive baby right here. It's the Hive baby episode 100. I just want to cover what we did. Right now is for everyone doesn't know, it's January 6th. This may be released on end of January, but what we accomplished in 11 months. That's what this is about.
Yes.
We did a lot. 100 episodes. We have Spanish calls. We got women's calls. We got testimonial calls. We got live meeting calls. I mean, we're making a difference, and I think we're doing a lot of big things. And as far as the last 100 episodes, man, we did it. So we got some big goals and big aspirations. I think we're going to do another one of these in a couple months at the current rate we're doing these. So it might be not, we won't go too far ahead in the future, but what do you think as far as I have Coach Sean Simmons and I have Anthony Gaona here, but what do you think as far as the past 10 months, 100 episodes in the podcast? Let's go.
Man, I mean, I'll go first because I'm the dude that caught a ride on the bus. The bus was going down the street, and I caught a ride, and Anthony said, "Pull over." That bald head, the guy right there, they call him Spanish Sean, and so right, they say pull over, and I got on, and when I got on the bus, when you get on the bus, right, you look back and you see all the seats, and you're trying to see who's in the seats, and you don't see. And when I first got on the bus, I was blown away because it was I was like, man, these two dudes are crazy, man. And they have put together something that people want, right? So it's a difference between selling something that, you got to convince somebody or persuade them or put on the sales thing. No, they really built an incubator for people that with like minds to come together and grow, man. And that's just freaking awesome. And I'm just I'll be forever thankful that you guys brought me in as what Anthony calls it, the third musketeer. And so, man, I'm just thankful for everything and the vision that God gave you guys to, man, conquer the world, man, and lead with love. That's some awesome stuff. All right, enough mushy stuff.
I was going to the mushy stuff, man. No, dude, we appreciate you being here and kind of seeing value in what we were doing and bringing your expertise and kind of seeing the same thing that we saw. So we've talked about this a million times now. It's like if somebody can't see the future, then we can't help them, right? You can't really help somebody become a visionary if that's not what their strong suit is. So when someone like yourself, who's already rocking it in other industries, comes on board and you see it and you're like, oh, I know where this is headed. We appreciate you participating and wanting to come on board and do what we do, man. So yeah, I think you've brought a lot of fire. You've added a lot of value to this, and it just makes it more real when, 3 people that are actually doing the game and doing well in the game kind of have the same vision and can see that, hey, I know where this is going. Let's grab as many people as we can and bring them with us. So thanks, man. Thank you for being here. And thank you, Daniel. I know Daniel, he's like a machine. This dude is, I say he's an implementation god. Like we say, hey, we got to build something. We need this. We need to get started on this. He's like, I already finished it. Oh, damn. knocks out a week or 2 weeks worth of stuff in 30 seconds flat, before you finish your sentence. So I think it's a perfect trifecta here that we have going on. And I think we are now at this point, we were at Top Golf here in San Antonio that night when we did the Atlanta and the San Antonio Top Golf on the same night. somebody came up to me, I even forgot who it was now, and they were like, man, you think you're just doing a software company or a real estate company, and they're like, but you're changing people's lives all around you. And I'm like, nobody had ever said it before out loud. And I had to think about it for a minute. And I'm like, yeah, I guess we are. Yeah. So pretty cool, man, to have been a part of this, and we poured our heart and soul into it, but we can definitely see progress now.
Mm-hmm. So one thing I think the crazy part about this is, like, yes, we've helped a lot of people do good things, but people have done great things by themselves. So I kind of want to cover some of the highlights because they are not to be overlooked. They're not to be overlooked. So some of the highlights: the podcast reached 7 countries, and we just added another country from the 1st to the 5th. So we're now in 8 countries now that we've affected. 36,000 website visitors. We did a live 2-day event in Dallas in August. That was dope. And then 65 new users twice in 2 different months. And one user hit 300K in revenue. That was a big one. That's a big one. Because I think this year we're going to have a millionaire created by the Hive Mind at that rate. Like, come on. We're having a millionaire. And then 6-figure months is my big goal. I want to help more businesses hit 6-figure months. And we hit 4 last year. So that's dope. Like, a lot of people just killing it in their own niche and in their own momentum, just accelerating. I think that's huge to talk about. And I love it, man. Love it. I want to see more businesses hit 6-figure months in 2022, because that means you're going to hit $1 million eventually. And that's huge. We're making millionaires here, changing lives.
Yeah, man. And the incubator, the environment, man, and me being, I'm forever learning, but, I live my life. I try to live my life by philosophy and by these things here, these things. I got them all over the place. I keep them, these things, these books, man, and these authors, have put some great stuff inside of them, from you think about it, from all kind of industries. The one great thing about it all is that, for you to become great, you got to become a greater person. I just believe it. I see it every day. And, from like tonight, watching these 2 young men do their first co-hosting of in front of 30, 40 people, and actually make it through and not pass out. Because I don't know about y'all, I remember my first time speaking in front of folks. I was pacing up and down the thing, and Jim Rome says, that podium, you walk away from that podium, it's like you've 20 miles into the ocean, trying to get back to the land. And so, the environment is big, is huge. And I think that a lot of folks are going to grow from this, not just financially, because financially is important, but, folks are going to become better husbands, better wives, better boyfriends, girlfriends, better fathers, mothers. And so, I'm glad to be a part of that campaign.
So go ahead, Anthony.
I was gonna say, yeah, we could definitely appreciate, like I said, what you've done, Coach, and what you bring to the table, man. So we're excited to launch Hive 2.0 with you and get people into that momentum, because we see a lot of trainings, lots of different programs, lots of tribes you can follow. But I think we really do have something special here, man. I think that everybody here in this room brings something unique to the table that is, unlike anything I've seen anywhere else online. And we've heard that a lot now on Clubhouse and on the Zooms and on the Facebook group, multiple people, like, this is the best group I've ever seen. Wow, this is amazing. So yeah, I'm excited to see where this is, what's around the corner now.
So Coach mentioned it a little while ago. It's the C word. It's culture. We have a great culture, and I think we're trying to instill that. So if anybody wants to hang out with us, like I said, we're trying to breed a good culture around everything that we do. So let's kind of pivot into what we're working on in the future, man. I know we're working on a lot of things right now. We're gonna kind of spill the beans on this episode, covering what we're working on right now. But we're working on some things with Coach, working on some things with some other people as far as creating other opportunities for people to make money. So can you kind of jump into the Hive University, and we'll have a logo, hopefully by the time we release this.
Yeah, man. The Hive Mind University is, in my mind, is something that I've always wanted to be a part of. I just didn't know how to do it, because, people come from all backgrounds, education, even personalities. And I think being able to provide a place where anybody can grow, whether it's in the real estate space, sales in general, direct sales, and becoming better business individuals from, getting your personal credit, getting your, your business structure in place, and having vetted and trusted individuals that pretty much know what they're talking about, and that, that can help individuals within the Hive grow. And so that's going to be awesome watching, because it's like, watching your kid go across the stage in kindergarten with some folks that we haven't even met that's going to watch this thing, and they're going to come in and going to go through it. And next thing you know, it's going to be $100,000 deal. Hey, I went from a 500 credit score. I didn't want to tell anybody. I was embarrassed. And now, I don't have to buy here, pay here for a car anymore, and all that kind of good stuff, and learn, the real estate business as well as other things. So excited about that, man.
Yeah. And then something that me and Anthony are working on with the coach's help as well is Hive Buyers Club. What is that? What's that going to look like, Anthony?
In my mind, the Buyers Club is where, we're coming across large volumes of deals now, right? I think we are a marketing engine. I think Schreier's the one who said that we're a buy house. And I'm like, I think we're a marketing engine, right? So we produce the volume of the transactions that are coming in, and now we're starting to do it at scale. We've got a lot of people marketing, and a lot of people are newer. So they would like to work with somebody else and share their deals, right? Sharing some of the value. We're seeing a lot of 50-50 splits, a lot of 3-3-3 splits. So the community is working, the closing the deals is working. And now what do we do with all this inbound leads that we're getting? Because we have got to the point to where it is kind of overwhelming, right? Where the community is shooting us leads at such high volume. We're gonna have to start putting this stuff in some boxes, right? We need to maybe have a underwriting department and some other things that we're gonna do. So when you're in the Hive Mind, we're teaching high volume lead generation in real estate, and of course, any other business, because marketing is marketing. But what we want to be able to do is have the community, when you generate a lead that you don't know what to do with or don't want to mess with, then you hand it over to HiveMind, and then HiveMind will go to work on either buying the deal or running dispositions for you. So that way you can focus on what you're good at, getting the business on the front end, and then you let the professionals on the back end move those deals for you. And we can essentially partner with you on some of these transactions. So we're working on doing this at scale, so where we can have pretty much, we're calling it a dispo machine, is where you can generate the leads, pour them into a funnel, and then just let us do the back half. I haven't heard of that before either.
Me neither.
So other things we're working on that hopefully we'll have an update as we work on stuff like this, but we're working on a Hive token as far as on cryptocurrency, and a community coin. I mean, we're working on a lot of different things. Hopefully we'll move and shake some stuff in that direction. Hopefully we'll have more updates as we progress, but we're something we're working towards as well. But I think there's a lot of progression and a lot of aggression going on as far as just creating. A lot of people, they get stuck on what should I do? What should I do in this space? What can I do? And a lot of stuff is just go. You just go. So stuff on the podcast side we're releasing. We're having more co-hosts come on and produce more content in different niches. And we should start seeing a little bit more diversification in that side of it. But definitely more Meet the Hives, and definitely more of what we're already doing, just because I think a lot of people like hearing from regular individuals. Yes, everybody can interview high and people that are killing it in the space, but sometimes you need to hear the, hey, I started from scratch last year. And I think it's a great platform to, like, because everybody starts from somewhere. Like no one got to where we are overnight. I think Coach is a perfect example of that. He's a 20-year overnight success.
22 years this year, 22 years overnight success, man. And I get mushy, Anthony. I get mushy because those basements that I slept in, and fully clothed, mold, and getting kicked out of this person's house and that person's house. It allows you to be able to have big arms, and that's why I love you both. That you guys have big arms to wrap around people and kind of give them the love that they need to be successful, because that's what happens. Some people need some people need a kick in that, I'm on podcast, so I'm gonna be cool tonight. But some people need a kick, right? And some people really need a hug. Some people need to be rubbed on the back and say, hey man, just because you got screwed over there, just because they took your money and you didn't get anything, that's cool. But you don't give up trying, and you don't give up trusting, and you don't give up loving. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you guys this one. I know everybody has one. I'm going to go last because I need to think about it. But what has been your most impactful story from the Hive Mind that you've heard or just heard through the grapevine? Anthony, you're up.
I'll go, man. I'm sure there's a lot of them, but you put me on the spot. I'm like, one that just stands out to me right away is Elizabeth Falcone. I'm sure a lot of people have heard this story if you've been watching this podcast, but she's working in a call center. I don't even know how much she was making, whatever they pay you, a 24-year-old kid for working in a call center. And she found me on YouTube and never been in real estate before. And her dad has reminded me of my dad. He's very skeptical of things. And he told her, hey, don't join that. They're just going to take your money. And her goal was to take care of her dad because she lost her mom, recently, the last couple of years. And she wanted her mom to see her become successful, and so now her only goal is to find a way to take care of her dad. And she got her very first deal that she came across 3 weeks later after joining the Hive Mind. She's going to have a 6-figure paycheck. So I think that's one of the most heartwarming stories that I can think of, because I'm Mexican, she's Mexican, and it just kind of makes me think, like I said, like of my dad and my mom. And it's always been my dream to pull them up out of their situation. Like, I'm going to die trying, I don't care how much effort or how much time it takes. I'm just going to die trying. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm never going to stop pumping. And she kind of reminded me like a young version of myself. I wish I could have found what she found, when I was in my early 20s, and my life would have went a lot different. So this really is like it's like a time machine, but a time machine that takes you to a parallel dimension. The people that are getting involved with this, are really showing stride in their life and progress, and maybe changing their life for generations to come. So those kinds of stories, like, woo, get the waterworks going.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, Coach. What's your story?
Man, I'm sitting here. I'm like, Anthony, put me on the spot, and I really can't think of one. I mean, the top one in my head is my man Cecil, man. Seeing Cecil, one night coming to, the Wednesday night builders meeting that I host on Wednesdays. Man, seeing him come to one, and we get into going back and forth, ask some hard questions, and then, man, next thing you know, this dude is on his I'm not taking credit for it. I'm saying that I can see him from coming to now ready to take off, and who knows where he's gonna be. I mean, Brianna. I mean, my son Josh. I mean, I could go on and on and on about individuals who getting started and are taking this thing serious, man. And that's why I didn't want to really start naming names, because I mean, I really could name like Rico and Corey Carroll, man. Just, dudes, people who I'm seeing that you just can see the volcano in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? You can see it. And Anthony's the best at it, man. Like, Anthony will tell a story about somebody in a minute, and I just be like, that dude got everybody's story stuck in his head. Like, the dude is a storyteller. That dude's like, yo, and what I like about him or her is, and so that, that just goes to show what the leadership of the Hive, where their mind is, and they're always wanting and thinking about the people, man.
So I got too many too, man. There's been so many great stories, but I think something you said, Coach, was that every person is always going to introduce you to another person that's going to be your person and always going to excel. And I think the one for me that resonates is Nigeria, because Nigeria was introduced to me by another person, and then me and Nigeria have known each other for a year or so, and I love him. He's such an amazing person. But seeing him run today's call, man, that was really, it was awesome, man. It was awesome to see, and it was awesome to see kind of him break through that stride and accelerate halfway through it. But it was interesting to see. Another one, man, is just the connections we made. I think Al Nicoletti, crazy. We met Al Nicoletti on Clubhouse, and now he's probably done 5 or 6 deals with Hive users. Like,
Wow.
what? He's probably done like 6 deals with Hive users. That deals have been brought to him through the Hive. I'm like, he messaged me the other day. He's like, oh, my number changed. You need to update it. I almost missed the lead. I'm like, okay. Like, there's so much action going around in the background that it's really hard to keep track of, but it's just cool having like connections being made and collaboration and just stuff that you wouldn't expect to happen through this thing we created such a short time ago. And I think watching it from, not even from the front, but just from the side and the back, and like, oh, this is cool. This is cool to be a part of, and it's cool to introduce. And any final thoughts you want to say, Sean? I know you have another meeting to go to.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, we were spilling the beans, you know. I definitely am excited about the partnership with the Deal Machine, man. You know, I'm really excited about that because, you know, like you said, everybody's not the same. Some folks don't want to be on the phone all day, don't want to text all day. Some people really want to get out there. And one thing about, you know, you, Daniel, being Brainiac, we can figured out how to use the HiveMind CRM to be able to speak to the Deal Machine. I mean, have Deal Machine speak to the CRM, and then they can go after they've skip traced and use those numbers to actually contact and hopefully close some deals, man. So, you know, it's some good stuff coming, man. Some good stuff coming, but we can't tell everything tonight. You know what I mean? There's definitely some stuff we're working on, but, you know, I'm glad that, like I said, man, I'm glad that you guys, you know, pulled over and let me get on the bus, man, and I get to sit up front.
So the link is live, drivewiththehive.com. It is live right now.
Drivewiththehive.com.
Drivewiththehive.com. It is live and up and running.
Let's go.
We need to get a jingle, Anthony. Drivewiththehive.com.
I know you know some people.
Say again?
I said, I know you know some people.
Yeah, you crazy.
Mine's going to be a rap.
A rap?
That's another story.
Yeah, that is another story. And don't let Najee get a wind of it, because he'll create an Instagram post.
Me and that here on a video, next thing you know.
Right. Absolutely.
I guess one to hear, but to the next 100 episodes, we'll probably do an episode 200 update sooner than you think. 100. The Hive, baby.
It's the Hive, baby.
Woo woo.
Whoop, whoop.
The show is sponsored by The List Guys. Do you need more leads in your local or virtual market? 1 in 10 small businesses don't invest in any kind of marketing. The List Guys have over 35 plus list types to choose from, and you can mix and match any list or criteria. We also use the skip trace list and provide up to 7 numbers and email addresses. Every list you purchase will be scrubbed against previous purchases. The List Guys are here to save you time. Contact the List Guys today at www.1listguys.com. That's www.1listguys.com.